Howdy, howdy, fellas. We got a World of Warships Legends match today in the Dmitry Pozharsky. This ship, it was my most played ship of the last year, but I haven't played it much in a couple of months. I played it a ton. It's really fun. Look at these commanders. Just like, oh, good, we got the failed division and a bunch of white commanders and a bunch of low level, and then I'm just like, what are these teams? Oh, like, all right, okay, well, he's got a Jellicoe. Maybe it's not as unfair as it seems, but it looks a little unfair. Thanks, Wargaming, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? But I played this the other night, and yeah, this is a bit. Oh, don't spoiler alert. This, I put this in here. This game sometimes. First of all, I like this ship. I think it's very good. Pity anyone who didn't pick it up when it was available, because I feel like it got poo-pooed a little bit by some of the powers that be of like, oh, it's whatever. But like, no, this ship is very good. But I still only won 4 out of 6 games, and it's like, sometimes, what do you do? What do you do to win in this match? It's my new XP record. And the Pozharsky, I didn't quite set my damage record this night, but I came close a couple of times. I think my, what was it, 261k? Yeah, man. Sometimes. I think one of my very first videos on this channel was me in a Kraken loss in this ship. It's just like, what else can you do? And it's funny, I feel like I'm significantly better than I was a year ago. My average damage, kills per death, average XP, like all of that is kind of shooting up. And my win rate is basically the same. And so I feel like I'm in that, like the meme of the bell curve where it's like the guy crying at the front is like, nothing you can do, or like it doesn't matter how well you do, the game, like it doesn't matter, you're gonna win or lose is determined at whatever. And then at the middle, it's like, no, if you try really hard, like you can win more games. And then at the other end, it's like nothing you do matters. The game is decided. It's like I feel like I'm on that tail end at this point a little bit, because sometimes it's like I've done well more than should be expected, and it's still a loss. But I don't know. I'm not. Like it is what it is. And also, actually, counter to that point, but also a little bit of my point. If you look at those matches that I played this night, I think maybe one of those I won if I wasn't playing kind of, top level play in this ship. There was one match where, like, come on. There was one match where it felt like I didn't have to be hard carrying to win the match. And so if I hadn't, I would have gone 1-5 with like a kind of normal good level of play. That is ridiculous. Like, and I feel like that happens to me a lot. I know that's a bit of what I know a lot of people feel like that. And I don't really have any like final commentary or answers or anything about it. It's just like, I'm here with you. It feels like that a lot anyway. It's just like, sometimes what do you do? And I guess the answer is just sink every ship on the enemy team and do what you can. So, yeah, we're here. We came over here. We got a ship pushing in. The North Carolina. I want the kill. I've got the legendary mod on this. Every kill that I get increases my damage. But in this instance, I'm like, honestly, that North Carolina is going down almost regardless of what he does. This Pozharsky, depending on his build and setup and whatever, like he has a chance of slipping away here. I think he's the more valuable target. I also don't want him to have my broadside. The North Carolina was kind of covered with the island. That Brandenburg's going in. So, like, that's why I switched targets there. I wanted to kill on the North Carolina, but again, I'm always playing to win. And sometimes make those kind of decisions where, yeah, this is probably the more valuable target. Yeah, So we're going to pick up the... Well, we're moving into the cap. We're shooting this Benson over here. Get a good whack on him. If the AP on this arms on destroyers, man, it really hurts them. I like this ship partially because it is so flexible. And like, what was that shot? What in the world? It can be limited if you get... Oh, yeah, that's a good one. If you get a bunch of nose-in ships, particularly ones with like small superstructures or things like that, that you don't have a good... you can't really get purchase for your AP to bite. You can get in situations where you struggle to do damage, but especially as I've gotten better with the ship, like, I mean, this thing just does the damage. Again, that was one of the things that struck me coming back to it after having not really played it a lot recently, is like, this thing just puts out damage like really few other ships do. You know, Mines, Plymouth, what else? My brain doesn't work right now. There are certainly other ships that have this kind of like, I would consider elite tier damage potential. But even in all of them, the Pozharsky is still my favorite. It's just like a little bit faster, a little bit tankier, just a little bit more manageable in some sense than the Plymouth. I enjoy and prefer the faster, flatter shells on the Pozharsky. The Plymouth can get difficult to do damage depending on the ship and positioning when you're at range. I like the multiple short smokes on the Pozharsky better because I tend to play aggressively and don't like to sit in a position for very long. I like to move, and so the smokes on this are great for just like, uh-oh, like I'm spotted for a little bit, let me get some damage out or reposition or angle better or whatever. But then I almost never want to just sit in the smoke. I've mentioned that before. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I'm not particularly good at it. I inevitably find myself in a position that's like, oh, well, I'm sitting in my smoke and I can't shoot anything. And some of that is the way the game works. Like, you know, terminally blue team. Like, no one's spotting if I'm not doing it with my own stupid face. Some of it, I think, is a skill issue. Like, I'm not practiced with, like, oh, here's a good spot for the smoke. Like, I can read the map and see where the sight lines are and whatever. Like, I just don't do it, so I'm not particularly good at it. And then finally, like, yeah, I just, like, I get, like, I'm in the smoke. I want to move. I want to move. I want to be somewhere else. So yeah, that's just, I like this better. I like this one. And I've mentioned it in some of my Perfect 10 videos that no one watches Perfect 10. I don't know if it's just people don't think it's fun or if there's because they don't have it, like, whatever. But that's one of the reasons that I like the Perfect 10 better than the Plymouth. I don't necessarily think it is a better ship, but I enjoy playing it more because it moves around, and that crawling smoke is so much fun. So anyway, enough about the ship. I could write love letters to Dmitry Pozharsky all day long. It's just a good ship. We are moving in. Our Lugdunum is reversing. I would have loved to have a little help in C to cap it faster because this game's going to come down to the wire. We can already see that it is. But we get these cruisers over here spotted, and this is just like, oh man, you love to see this in the Pozharsky, like a slightly angled Albemarle. Like, dude, come on. No, it's too late. It's too late. You're already done. It's too late to move in now. So he goes down. I would have liked to get a little more damage on the D7P. That can be an annoying ship to deal with, depending on the build. You know, if it's got really high or really good concealment. Yeah, chunk in the hood. Like, I wish my team was just positioned a little bit differently. Maybe the cruiser north of A, but he's probably getting spotted by the D7P. I actually wish he was kind of running back the other way. Anyway. But also, this is why I don't like to sit in the smoke, is because it's like, okay, yeah, this is... Let me back that up a little bit. I would never use a long smoke in this position. Anyway, that's dumb. I'm around the island. But just to illustrate the point of, like, oh, you smoke up and then everything goes dark. Like, that happens to me all the time. So, want to get some damage. I think on my mic here, I was basically just saying, like, hey, guys, if... Oh, I know what I was like. Looked at him like, you held your whole health for the whole match and then just charged into 4 ships. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, it is what it is. The Brandenburg, he can't really just sit there. When the Lugdunum was alive, I think it would have been nice if he was in range to get some stuff spotted. Oh, here's speaking of that D7P and just spotting. Like, whatever. I don't love that from the team, but it is what it is. Like, I thought this week was going to be better from the Christmas nonsense, but honestly, so far, I think it's actually been worse. I played a little bit today. I think this game was yesterday, and I played a little bit today, and it's just the match quality I had was just I don't even know how to explain it. It was unreal. Like just the shenanigans. I had a Benson that went like behind our carrier, spamming, asking for intelligence. And then after we had cleared the caps, he like beelined in, capped the middle cap, and then beeline towards a 3-kill full health Alabama to like YOLO rush it, and died in the YOLO rush. He actually picked up the kill, but the only reason is because the Alabama had DCP'd something else, and like a flood got it, and I was shooting the Alabama as well. And so it's like, oh man, that's just the one example of everything that's been going on. These games, nonsense. But back to this match. I've got 3 battleships right on me. Zeton sonar'd me. I don't want them to know exactly where I am, They know I'm over here. Oh no, Brandenburg goes down. They know I'm over here in general. So I'm just like trying to reposition a little bit. I was really hoping the Zeton would come around this corner and I could kind of take him out at close range while also dodging his torpedoes and not get depth struck. But he kind of turns in, probably wisely. If they all sit on that side of the island, flip the cap, they're up on points. If they get a little bit of spacing from me, and then we have the one friendly cruiser out there on the wing, like, there's not much I could do. What they really should do in this case is flip the cap and then kind of angle out so that they're not at point blank to me, but then close enough that they can just shoot me at will. Or if they come around and pincer me. But they don't do that. They can see I'm here. The Zeton still had his sonar up, so they know I'm here, and they do the exact wrong thing. Come in a little bit at a time, peek around the corner, let me just absolutely shred this hood. Missed the kill. You know what? Actually, watching this back, that I could have had that. I thought I missed 1 kill, but I missed 2. So, but Zeton doing the same thing. This is just like the exact wrong play. And then the Georgia gets cold feet, and he doesn't push too. And so it's like, I've said this before, one of the inherent benefits of a division is some of this coordination. It's very possible that each of those ships wanted, kind of wanted each to do, the other guys to do a different thing, and they just weren't quite coordinated enough to pull this off the way that they needed to get that to work. And like in a division, you can say, hey, go that way, I'm going this way, or like, hey, I'm coming, let's all go at the same time. And the lack of coordination just pulls it out just a little bit. Here, I'm doing my little sneaky peek around the corner, trying to get the rear turrets on, trying to make sure he doesn't shoot me. It is tricky, but it's working so far. If I can keep the damage going, I can do a lot of damage to him pretty quickly. I am trying to keep, I don't want to go back too much. I want to see, is he going, are we going, like, who's going where? The Charles Martel said get back. I still need to do the math to figure out, like, if he just sits in this cap and we don't sink him, do we win at this point? I feel like 2 minutes of a cap ticking up, a cap differential, I think that's too long. Like, I'm not sure that we win this if we just let him sit in the cap. I think I have to at least contest the cap for a little while also not sinking. And so I'm nervous if I make more separation and get further away, that we lose on points. So that's why I'm staying here, trying to make sure that he stays engaged and spotted, whatever. I don't have a sonar left to keep him spotted or anything, so we're just trying to do our best. yes, we would like the 6-pack, and man, Nate, watching it back, I'm disappointed I didn't get that hood. And then right here, like, oh no. I remember even thinking it in the match. I was like, oh, I think I've gone back too far. Like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then bam, like, look at that, 20,000 damage. Oh my gosh. And then Charles Martel picks up the kill. But it is what it is, and we do squeak out the win, 238k and a nice 4600, and man, just hard mode all day, every day. It is what it is.